Good morning, everyone. Something is going on, and I want to talk about this. Is talking about this coronavirus, and what I want to let you all know about this coronavirus is nothing but a setup for the New World Order. They are creating a world economic collapse to bring in the New World Order, and they are going to bring down all the economies of the world with this virus. It has brought it down so far, they might even bring it down further. But it has damaged all the economies of the world with this virus. And see what it is, they just can't crash it. They just can't bring it all down at one time. So what they are doing, they are putting little bit by little bit in to bring it down. But they're going to bring it down. And it's being controlled by the Illuminati, people that's sitting in high places. They control the stock market. They making the stock market go up and down. And the reason that they are doing this to get closer to the New World Order. And they are going to set up what you call a digital currency. In other words, it has no physical form. It's done by computers, numbers. You're going to be transacting through numbers, but not no cash. They're gonna delete the dollar. The dollar gonna be eventually be something of the past. They're bringing in what you call a cryptocurrency, and a cryptocurrency is nothing but digital money. They're gonna do away with your credit cards. They're gonna do away with your debit cards, and it's gonna be what you call digital money. It's gonna be digital money. It's gonna be used for buying and selling, and it goes back to the Bible. It goes back to Revelation. I'm going to read it right here. Revelation, the 13th chapter, 16 through the 18th verse. And this is what it say. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand, or in their forehead, that no man might bow or say, save he that had the mark, or the name of the beast, or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath an understanding count the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. And his number is 606, which is 666. This is the purpose of this New World Order. And it's a shame that they are willing to manufacture a virus to kill millions and millions of people to bring in their agenda, which is called the New World Order, to control people. But they don't care nothing about that. You got some very evil people in this world. And you won't be able to go nowhere. They're going to spy on you. Everywhere you go, they're going to be knowing where your whereabouts. One reason they're doing it now is through your telephone. These cell phones. They got these towers set up. If you think they can't find you, you go out there and do something wrong and see that they come pick you up exactly where you are. Because that phone going to tell them exactly where you are. And with this digital currency, crypto, they going to know how much money you spent, where you spend it, who you spend it on, and so forth. They're going to know it all. Now, when the technology is fully implemented, they are going to force people to receive what you call a RFID chip in their right hand and their forehead. But right now they're mentioning about the right hand. And the RFID stands for radio frequency identification device. That's what it means. And in order for you to buy and sell, listen to me good, in order for you to buy and sell, you're going to have that RFID chip in your hand. What they going to do at first, and they already done start doing it. They put it in these cards. But they're going to bring this economy and they're going to make this recession so bad in the future that they're going to tell you that in order to buy and sell, you're going to have to receive it in your body. And they recommend the right hand. But as I said, the Bible says the right hand and the forehead. So this is coming. And they're going to do away with credit cards and debit cards. This chip is going to be connected to what you call a GPS, which stands for Global Positioning System. And when they put this chip inside of your hand, wherever you go, that Global Positioning System is going to track you. They know where you at all times. Even when you go to the bathroom, they're going to know that too. Wherever you go, they're going to know where you are. And if you be disobedient to this new world order, listen to me good now. I just started studying this. I've been studying this for a long time. When you don't want to obey and do what they say do, all they're going to do is go to the computer and turn your chip off. And when they turn off that chip, that puts you as a non-existent person. And you won't be able to buy or sell. And guess what? If they have any problems besides that, you don't want to obey, they'll put you in prison. They're going to do everything they can to make you obey the system. And what they going to do, they're going to bankrupt the U.S. government. They bankrupting it. They're going to bankrupt it. That's what they're saying now in trouble. They say, well, we don't have enough money to buy medical supplies for the hospitals. This virus is getting so large and they're expanding so fast that we don't even have the medical, we don't have the masks, we don't have the gowns, we don't have this, we don't have that. And then the government is saying, well, you do what you can do. And the reason why the government is telling them that, the government is letting them know they only going to go so far. And when you can only go so far, you go come into what you call a desperate situation. And when you come to that desperate situation, you will do things that you would not never do. And you hear a lot of people saying, well, I'm not going to take this and I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that, Mark. Let me tell you something. The only way you don't take it, you got to have Jesus in your heart. You got to be born again. As my good friend Robert Chapman always say, you got to have that BA degree. You got to be born again. If you're not born again, you go accept it. The day is coming that we're going to have to trust in God fully. I don't mean that's no plain church. We got to be having church for real. And the devil done got so bold with this. I'm going to show you what they're doing now. The devil done got so bold with this. They telling you now, well, you can't be around a crowd of people. At first they say they didn't want you to be around but 50. Now I think they say they don't want you to be around but 10. You know, they don't want too much communication going on. That's the whole purpose of it. They don't want too much communication going on among yourself. Because see, if you get to talking and start to talking to each other, you will start to go to figuring out things, figuring out what's going on. So they don't want you to get together and go to talking, because if you go to figuring out what's going on, then they're going to know then you go catch on to what they're doing. So they're going to break this thing down. Well, if you don't want to, but they get all at the same time, they put it on the virus. And the whole world is shutting down. You can see it now. The whole world is shutting down, and people is panicking, and they begin to live in fear. And God don't want us living in fear. I'm not going to live in fear. I'm just going to be honest with you. I'm not going to live in fear. You know, But the New World Order is bringing this thing on to you, making you panic. And the people's now, you can see them panicking. And you go in the store, you can't find toilet tissue, you can't find hand sanitizer. They just going, hey, they losing it. And this is just what the New World Order wants. They want you in fear because they know if they get fear in you, that you'll do just what they want you to do. They know that. They just want to pump that fear in you. And I'm going to tell you, we're going to have the greatest recession coming in the very near future in human history. There has never been a recession coming like it's coming now. I remember my grandmom used to tell me back in the Depression days. I wasn't born back then. I know I might look pretty old, but I wasn't born back then. But anyway, my grandmom used to tell me how it was back in the Depression days and say it was horrible. You know, how they used to have the battle. You know, if this person had some butter and that person had some sugar and that person they needed some butter, this person needs some, they would swap. They would, you know, they give that person some butter for some sugar. They would call battering. That's what they did. And there was a whole lot of that went on. But now they telling us about silver, save up silver and save up gold. Well, I'm not concerned about the silver and the gold. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the Bible says that in that day, when that day do come, your silver and gold not going to even rescue you. It say your silver and gold has become cankered. You might as well take it and throw it in the street. The only thing you better have is Jesus Christ. That's the only somebody going to see you through. Not your gold and your silver. And when this thing do hit, you can see it. I can see there's pain the nose on my face, and I know my nose on there because I can feel it. People gonna lose their retirement. People gonna lose their jobs. Businesses is going out of businesses. You're gonna lose your Social Security. You're gonna lose your confidence in the government. They are even considering martial law right now in the state of California as I speak to you. They ain't gonna tell you everything on the news now. Some of this stuff you have to dig and dig and dig and dig. You go on the internet and dig and dig and dig. And you'll find a lot of stuff because they ain't gonna tell you everything on the news because the news media is being controlled too by the Illuminati and the New World Order. They are being controlled. They can only tell you so much. Listen to me, folks. Now I'm here. I'm trying to school you. I'm not trying to fool you. I'm just telling you what's getting ready to happen. Now you cannot believe me if you want to, but that's up to you. That's why it has caught a lot of people off guard. This caught a lot of people off guard. Because in some things about it caught me off guard. It really did. It caught me off guard. I wasn't expecting this. I knew it was going to come. But I didn't know it was going to come like this. I knew one day it was going to come, but I didn't know it was going to come in this form. So, but it done came in this form. And now God is revealing to me just what is to come. Now, they brought this coronavirus in here, created, manufactured, to destroy a lot of people. And once a lot of people go to dying, millions and millions of people go to dying, then people's going to go to panicking and they're going to get in fear and they'll accept just about anything that this New World Order will bring upon them. When they come and say, look, I want you to take this RFID chip, a lot of them going to be more than glad to take it. They're going to be more than glad to take it because they done got into that panic mode. They are afraid. They done lost all their freedom. They can't buy what they want to buy. They can't go where they want to go. They can't get their medications. They can't get their food. You know, they can't go and get the little cigarettes where they know they're smoking. They can't get none of that. And it's gonna be a chaotic situation, people, that they're gonna put soldiers in the street Listen to me. And they're going to control the streets where you go and where you come. If they tell you, I want you in your home or in your house or in the apartment, wherever you live, at a certain time of the evening or a certain time of the day, you best better be in there. You go into what you call martial law. Now, how long that this crisis right here will last, I don't know. But I will tell you this. After this crisis is over with, it will never be the same no more. Not like it was. This done put a dampening on the whole world. This crisis right here has put a dampening on the whole world. And it will never get back like it was before. And after this, if this don't bring in and implement the New World Order really like they really wanted to, then they're going to come up with something else. It's going to be always something they're going to do to get you closer and closer to the mark of the beast, to the RFID chip in your body. It's getting closer and closer to that. The plan is being staged. In fact, they got a movie coming out in September. I think Lawrence Fishburne is a star in that movie. But anyway, they are talking about this virus right here. Now, if they are talking about the virus in the movie that's coming out in September, you know they got to already know about it. Why do they know about it? Because they staged it. And you go to watch a lot of these movies, they will let you know what's happening if you pay attention to the movie. So a lot of us just look at the movie that's because it's a good movie. But a lot of these movies that you look at, they will let you know what's going to happen in the future if you look at it. This thing is playing. And the people is getting so, they gonna bring us so hard down on the world, on the peoples of the world. They're going to create this crisis so hard that they're going to have martial law in the streets because it's going to be chaotic. It's going to be chaotic. And see, I'm talking with you because Hosea 4:6 says this. Now, this is what Hosea 4:6 say. My people are destroyed for the lack of knowledge, because thou hast rejected knowledge. I will also reject thee. So if you reject the knowledge that God is trying to get you to get, He's going to reject you. That's what He's saying. That thou hast forgotten the law of God, I will also forget thy children. Now, the United States, I'm just going to lay it on the line like it is. I hate to say it like this because I was born in this country and this is my country. But the United States is going to have to give account of the wrongdoing that it has done. The United States, they consider the United States as being the most filthiest country it is when it comes down to pornography and sex and all this other kind of stuff. And we just let anything go. I mean, we just, we just a country now that all of the morals that we grew up in when I was older, they did away with that. I know when I was going to school, and if I did something wrong over to someone else's house, I got a whooping over there. And when I got home, I said, Lord have mercy, I hope that Miss Mary don't come and tell Mama what I did. But after a while, I look up, I see Miss Mary coming down the road. Oh, Lord. She come onto the house. I'm sitting there like a little innocent. That's innocent like I had did nothing. Hi, Sylvia. That was my grandmother's name. Hey, come on and sit down. Well, I just come to tell you that I had to whip that boy today. He did something he didn't have no business. He did what? He did something he didn't have no business. Man, I'm so glad you told me. I take care of that problem. And I'm sitting there, Lord have mercy. Here come another whooping. And they'll sit there and talk for a little while. I hope the lady stay there all day and all night, because I know once she leave there, boy, I was in real trouble then. Then she will say, well, I got to go, Sylvia. I'll see you later. She'll leave. After a while, mama say, come here, boy. I go in there. What did Mary say you did over there, huh? Well, mama, I didn't do. Oh, Mary must be lying then. You didn't do what? Well, didn't that's a, come on in here. And buddy, let me tell you one thing. Did she put something on me whenever I did something like that wrong? And I was raised up that way. But the society now is not like it was back then. You know, you can't go around and let a child come to your house and do something wrong, and then you kind of tap him a little bit. You tapping him because you love him. But you can't do that, because if you do that, you go into jail. And then their parents gonna come and gonna want to take you to court and all that kind of stuff. This is the reason why so many of our young people is dying. Because they are very disobedient. And the Bible tell you a disobedient child will not live the balance of his days. You dying because this is your fault. You bring this on your own self because you disobedient. And I'm glad that my grandmother didn't raise me to be that way. I thank God for it. She did in her grave today. But I thank God for it, because it kept me out of trouble. But anyway, I want to say that if we don't get this thing straight, and I don't see no straightening in it unless we go to God. The Bible say that if we would call God by his name, he would humble himself and call for help, and he would heal the land. But how many people's going to do that? And what making it so bad now, they closing the churches down. Now, when you go to telling how many people you can have at church, you can't. Some of your loved ones die. You can't have a gathering for a funeral. Now, buddy, that's getting in bad shape. But when they go to closing the house of God down, that's just what the devil wants. Because there's a lot of people that's going to church. I put it this way: there's some that's going to church, don't really want to go no way. And if you tell them, well, look, we can't have but 10 people sitting in the church, and them others is not coming, they didn't want to come no way. Once they lift this thing and say, well, you can go back to church, a lot of them ain't going back. Why? Because they don't want to be there in the first place. That's a tactic that the devil is using to keep people from hearing the word of God. Some people say, well, we don't really have to come together, you know, to learn God's word. That's true. That's true. You really don't. But sometimes when you get together and talk, it brings on power. It makes you wanna get together and talk and relate to certain things. You know, it makes you want to do it. Besides, the Bible say, fail not to assemble yourselves together. But the way they got it now, they don't want you to assemble yourselves together. That's at the church. So, you know, I hate this like this, but I knew this day was coming. Like I say, I didn't know it was going to come in this form, because it caught a lot of people off guard. Now, you know they got to have some kind of power and control when they can shut down all the schools in America. They shut them all down. No schools nowhere. Now, if they can do that, they can do just about anything they want to. And one of the reasons why they shut all the schools down like that, because the schools is controlled by the government. So the day is coming that the government going to tell you what to do and what not to do. And if you don't do what the government tell you to do and not to do, they're going to shut you down too. Cut off that check. Can't buy no groceries. Can't go here. Can't go there. Can't buy gas. Can't buy your medication. Like I say, I'm not here trying to fool you. This old brother here only trying to school you. So now, what we need to do, we all need to get down on our knees and pray and ask God to see us through this. Because this gonna happen. What's prophesied in the Bible is gonna happen. And you and I can't do anything about it. The only thing that we can do is pray and ask God to see us through. That's the only thing we can do. Because prophecy is going to be fulfilled whether you like it or not. God's word is going to be fulfilled. And if God said it was going to happen, it's going to happen. And I'm glad that the Lord let me live to see this day. I'm glad that God let me live to see this day. Now I can begin to understand why God kept me here. He kept me here for a reason. To tell you, you better get your house in order. All of you all out there doing these things you ain't got no business doing. I ain't going through all the preliminaries and all you know what you're doing. I ain't got to even tell you, you know what you're doing. Go to God and ask him to forgive you. It's no sin that Christ will not forgive you for. I don't care what you done. It's no sin that Christ will not forgive you for. You go to him and get out on your knees and be honest and talk to him. Just like I'm talking to you on this situation here. You talk to him. And if you talk to him and sincere, God will listen. I know he will listen because he listened for me. And if he listened for me, he'll listen for you. Because Jesus don't have no respect of person. He loves us all the same. I don't care what color you are. White, black, polka dot, brown, tall, short, fat, chunky, pretty, ugly. It don't make no difference. In God's eyesight, we are all his children. So I'm going to close for now. But I just had to bring this to you. The RFID chip is on the way. And they're using this coronavirus, what they call it, COVID-19. That's the medical term they use to bring it on. Like I say, if it don't be fully implemented now, they're going to come up and create something else. But they're going to get their plan through. It ain't no use you sit back praying, talking about, well, Lord, don't let it happen. If God says it's going to happen, it's going to happen. More than that coming. They got Planet X coming. This way, they ain't talking nothing. I ain't even get into that. That's going to be for another time. I ain't even get into that. Planet X going to bring those rocks. Rocks going to be hitting right. Bible say one rock going to hit in the sea. Third of the fish is going to die. Third of the ship's going to be destroyed. One of the rocks, Bible call it mountains, is going to hit the earth. Third of mankind going to die. It didn't say exactly what part of the earth it's going to hit. Could hit here in the United States. We don't know. But we do know it's going to hit. Why? Because God's word said so. And you can't change that. So I want to say I thank God for this opportunity for me to bring this to you. And I hope that someone gets something out of this. And you don't have to give me no thumbs up. In fact, it don't make no difference if you give me a thumbs up. You can give me a thumbs down. It don't matter with me. Because I know what I'm doing. And I know I'm telling you the truth. And one thing about people, a lot of people don't want to know the truth no way. They will reject the truth. So you give me a thumbs down. Everybody give it down. I want it down. Because if it's down, it let me know that I'm doing something that God wants me to do. And y'all have a blessed day.